The Dick Show. So another big week in NASCAR. You guys are going to the big race, the finale this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We believe so.
Yeah, that's word on the street is we're going. haven't received my credential stuff yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, should be soon.
So go ahead.
No, go.
I was just say I played my hand this week with Kevin Harvick. I exposed. I'm going Christopher Bell next week
For Phoenix?
Yeah, for Phoenix, and I mean I'm gonna go ahead and say that I thought about picking Bell for this race, and I know Harvick isn't traditionally that great at this track, but
at what track? At Bristol?
Martinsville? At Martinsville. Yeah, he's like the last few. I mean, he hasn't even. I was looking. I don't think he's finished in the top 10 at that track in like the last 5 or 6 races.
Yeah,
but he qualified high, and I thought maybe he could have that run.
Well, he's still.
So interesting note. At Phoenix, in the last 22 races, do you know who's won 7 of them?
Yeah, Kevin Harvick.
Do you know who I got this week?
Kevin Harvick.
There you go.
Yep.
You know who also is a dangerous pick at Phoenix all
Joey
the time?
Logano.
Joey Logano.
Logano and Kyle Busch.
And Kyle Busch. Yep.
He's only won twice. He won back-to-back.
And you know what? I mean, well, never mind. I was going to say, he's not racing anymore, but in these situations, Carl Edwards is a guy that I would like lean on in that situation too. But
yeah. So for last week, though, for Martinsville, I finished. I had Chris Bell, and he finished 7th, so that got me a good 36 points. Kelly had MTJ, and he finished 12th, so that got him 33 points. A lot of stage points for MTJ. It looks like. And just not enough to get him to the next round of the playoffs. So he's eliminated from the 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kevin Harvick, your pick, finished 16th,
Yep.
24 points.
yeah,
So
coming down to this last race, man.
yeah. So standings points-wise update, Chris trails Kelly by, 15 points now, and Kelly trails me by 18. So I've got a decent cushion going into this final race.
Yeah, you could just fuck around and.
I'm probably going to have to because I do not have a lot of great Phoenix options
Well, you got Logano.
available.
You got Logano.
Yeah, I do. I do have Logano.
I mean, that's just like we were saying when it comes down to it. Harvick is a great pick for Phoenix. Logano's a great pick. I'm only going to go Christopher Bell because momentum for this championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
He's
that's
pretty much got to win it, or place higher than everybody else.
Yeah.
So let's see if he can do it.
No, and that's a good point. So going into this race, the 4 that are in the championship hunt are William Byron, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, and
Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney, because he won at Martinsville. So,
What an interesting 4.
Yeah.
No big name. I mean,
Well, Larson,
you can say big names,
Kyle
I
Larson
guess.
for sure.
Yeah.
Past champion.
It's just a different era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you got 2 Hendrick cars in William Byron and Kyle Larson in that. And then you've got one out of the Joe Gibbs camp with Christopher Bell and one out of the Penske camp with Ryan Blaney. So 2 Chevys, one Ford, and 1 Toyota.
Yeah. No Stuart Haas in there this year.
No, Stuart Haas had a rough year this year. They
Yeah.
really struggled all season, to be honest. But yeah, I think you're right. I think of my available options, Joey Logano is probably one of my best options.
And you're going Harvick for sure, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's tough because you almost wish you have one of those playoff 4 available because they're going to be running their ass off, even if Phoenix isn't their best track. They're going to be looking for any advantage, whether it's a short pitting or something to get out front, and because Phoenix is a hard track to pass at. I mean, track position is everything, and once you have it, you just hang on to it.
Unless something happens and you end up losing spots, you usually can maintain your spot pretty easily, Yeah, and so kind of to your point, like coming down into these races, I picked William Byron a couple weeks ago, and it was like that same thing. I was like, do I take him now or do I wait? I took him then for the points, but I basically said to myself at that point, like, I'm going to stick with Bell for Phoenix to try to get the win. If and being that he was there with this chance. So we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting.
So is this the 4th or 5th year of Phoenix being the final race? I can't remember.
I want to say 4th, but I'm not sure.
I thought that too, but then I thought maybe it is 5. I really can't remember.
You know, it seems to me before you said that off the top of my head, I could say definitely 3, and I was thinking 4.
All right, so I think, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the first one was the year of COVID, and that would be 2020, so this will be the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, another point of fact. The Hendrick cars have won 2 of the last 3 championships, Chase Elliott in 2020 and Larson in 21.
On this track.
On this track, in this format, and they have 2 of their cars in this Final Four. So is it another Hendrick year?
I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see, you know?
Yeah, is it Kyle Larson getting his 2nd championship, or Willie B getting his
No, it's Kevin
first
Harvick.
one?
Come on.
Kevin Harvick's not in the Final Four.
Doesn't
But
matter.
he's taking away the win. Huh?
It's taking away the win.
But that doesn't matter.
He's going to up.
And then you both will get beat by a guy that's never watched NASCAR. So
You got to catch points, though.
I think I'm doing fine on the
Yeah, I was
points.
going to say, you got to catch those points.
I'm more talking about championship, not
Hey, to be fair, though,
Race
for
win.
me, missing a race completely and only be 15 points out,
behind Kelly.
yeah, behind Kelly, I don't feel too bad with that.
yeah, there you go.
Now, if Christopher Bell has a good weekend and Harvick not so much, who
And
knows?
pass Kelly.
I know, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
With one less race, get 2nd place.
Yeah, there might be some more shit talking to do after this.
Yeah. What happens if Joey Logano doesn't even qualify?
That would be amazing,
I don't even think that's possible
right?
because he's a past champion, so I'm pretty sure there's a... I think, so back in the day, there used to be a champion's provisional. If you were ever a previous champion, you're automatically, even if your qualifying time isn't good enough, you're automatically in
It's
the race.
like the U.S. Open.
Yeah, kind of. But now with the new charter systems and stuff, I think that there are like 32 that are guaranteed, and then like 8 that race for the final 4 or final 8 spots or something like that.
How many small teams are there now that are even really trying to go for those extra spots anymore? You know?
Not as many as there used to be because they don't pay money for what they used to call starting park cars.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they don't.
You used to be able to get in there, get on the track for the
Do
race,
1 or 2
get
laps.
a check,
Yep,
you know,
and,
fucking let's go home, boys.
Don't
You
hurt, don't hurt the car.
Yeah.
Just
we
let's-
gotta go ahead and take it to next week, you know.
Yep. And it had sponsor money on it, and NASCAR owed us X dollars for making it into the field. Yeah. So it's not like that anymore. Definitely, I think good for the sport, but it's also the whole model on this sport has changed so drastically that it's crazy. Like,
And it's
The
still
fact that you can-
constantly evolving.
yeah,
you know?
the fact that you look at any one of these guys and you cannot look at one on that list and tell me what sponsor is going to be on the side of their car for certain this week. You don't know. So you can't look at this list and tell me who's going to be.
I just love rattling them.
Seamless. Dude, that's professionalism at its finest right there, Dustin. Keep it going, bro.
He's just like, fuck you guys.
So who's going to sponsor Kevin Harvick's car this week? That's my point. We don't know. Is
No,
it going to be
yes.
Busch? Is it going to be fucking Hunt Brothers Pizza? Who's it going to be? I don't know. It's just weird that it's so different now.
Cock sausages.
Google.
Anyway.
You're always one search away from black cocks, right?
Mhm, Yep.
Jesus. All right, let's let's move on to another subject.
And that was NASCAR.
I can't.
Well, we
can't
really
anymore.
wrecked that whole segment
Yeah,
into
that
the wall,
segment's
didn't we?
just deleted.
That's one of our
That was
best.
great.
No, that's half of it's getting deleted.
Oh god, that was hilarious though. Oh jeez. Well, we got Dicker the kicker and a Young Ho in the top 5 kickers this week.
Yeah.
All right, do we want to go to college football or do we want to go to NFL?
Let's go college.
Yeah, let's do some college.
Okay, college it is.
Collages.
College.
Well, that's weird. All right, so Chris, me, and Kelly again this week. All 15 wins.
Hey, that's not bad.
Go ahead. Talk about your team losing.
Motherfucker, man. What a fucking kick in the dick. Oklahoma. I did not expect that to happen. You know, actually, it's kind of funny because the wife and I were talking about before the game, like, it's going to be interesting to see what the weather's like. And it turns out, and I was saying, if it's like one of those cold, rainy games, it's going to be a tough game for us. Turns out it was a cold, rainy game. We went up there. We played like shit. Turnover, giving up an interception return for a touchdown, that obviously is the difference in the game when you look at it. Even on the turnover battles, we still scored 33 points. We gave up 38. And motherfuck, man, to Kansas team, 5-2 coming into it, 6-2 now. Lance Leopold's getting that team looking a little bit better. Obviously, they won a big game there. They were ranked earlier in the season. But I think the biggest takeaway for me on this game was Jeff Lebby's offensive play calling just was shit down the stretch. I mean, it looked like he was playing to not lose instead of playing to win. And then even at some points, we were running the ball really well, which is the only offense it seemed like we had. We couldn't generate any offense through the air until late in the game, it seemed like. But Gabriel struggled. The offensive line struggled. We had 3 turnovers on offense. Just overall, just piss poor performance, Bit us in the ass. We lose the game. That's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see really any college football this weekend for me. I was Halloween decoration hunting on Saturday and then had that wedding reception to go to Saturday evening, so I missed just about everything.
Yeah, I had 2 fucking parlays this weekend on college football. Two different parlays. One was Oklahoma, Oregon, and another Ohio State. Oklahoma fucked me on that one. And then my other one was Tennessee, Oregon State, and there was the other third, Oklahoma State. And Oregon State fucked me on that one, and I didn't expect that either. That was
Who'd they lose to? Arizona?
Yep. At U of A.
The Wildcats, huh?
Jed Fish got them boys playing some foosball down there in Tucson.
Yeah. 3-point loss to Arizona.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a interesting game itself. I watched Oregon State roll through Utah and play like world beaters in that game, and then they go to Arizona, and they looked like shit for the most part.
Well, there's a few ranked teams that lost this weekend.
Yep.
UNC got beat by Georgia Tech.
USC only won by 1 point against a Cal team that is not very good. USC has lost 2 weeks in a row before this game. They had a 1-point game here. And they're coming into the back end of the schedule where they're going to have to play some really tough games. They're going to have to play Washington, and I think they get Oregon back-to-back weeks, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of rolled the
dice. That's USC for you.
I had rolled the dice on hoping Utah could shock Oregon. I felt like I had to take a swing somewhere to get a game back up on you. And that was where I took it, and that did not pan out.
So that to me was, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, I've been saying how much I like Utah all season, but coming into this game, I started like looking at the stats and stuff, and Oregon's defense was playing better than Utah's defense total as a whole. Oregon's offense is more explosive than Utah's offense. Oregon came into that game. I didn't expect it to be 35-6. You know what I mean?
Right.
But let's say like Dan Lanning has really done a good job there in Oregon. Bo Nix is legit as a quarterback. That kid can play some football. Mm-hmm. And as of right now, man, I think, where I was saying Utah I thought was the team to beat, I think Oregon has kind of, they lost to Washington, and Washington's still undefeated. But to me, with pedigree and stuff, I think Oregon overall might be the better team.
Yeah.
And what was with your Duke pick?
Yeah, you took a flyer on that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
over a number 15 ranked Louisville team.
Well, Duke was ranked even. So at the time, they were both ranked. So I have no reason behind that. That one I kind of thought maybe Duke.
They put up a goose egg, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I instantly regret making that pick, too, because I didn't realize Louisville had been playing as good as they've been playing. I hadn't really followed them that much this year. And they took them to the fucking woodshed, dude.
Yeah, what does that say? 0 to 83 or
See,
something?
that's what it looks like. It looks like 83.
23.
From where I'm sitting, that looked like 83
Yeah, it did
for
a
sure.
second there.
And then was Kentucky in it? I thought they were winning at one point in time.
So that
Through
game,
the game.
actually, I think Tennessee jumped up kind of early, but Kentucky fought their way back into the game. Same thing though.
That was my one faux pas.
And that was a tough pick for me back and forth because Kentucky'd been playing good football as well, but Tennessee, when it came down to it, the numbers it just kind of stacked up. For
Tennessee.
Yeah. And I like Heupel, and that was another one of those. It was Heupel and Stoops against each other, and Heupel took the win.
Yep, and the other one that we all missed was just UNC getting beat by Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I can't say much about shit for Georgia Tech. I don't really care about ACC football overall. They can all go suck a dick in my opinion, but whatever. Clemson looks horrible this year too. That's funny. Everybody's asking for Dabo Swinney's job, and he's won 2 national championships in 14 seasons there.
Yeah, that's a little over the top in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But definitely Clemson is not the Clemson they were the last, few years. In the last couple of years they haven't been that Clemson.
They've moved on from the
quarterback issues.
Yeah.
That's been their biggest thing. And then Brent Venables leaving too.
Yeah.
That hurts them, but quarterback issues for Clemson especially. And you see like DJ Uiagalelei comes over here playing football there in Oregon State. He was, he did pretty good, but then they lost this week.
Well, when you go from a Trevor Lawrence to a unknown, people have expectations of we win, we're going to keep winning, and this new quarterback's going to win. And when he doesn't, somehow it's the coach's fault.
And even that kid DJ, when he played at Clemson, like he was never good enough for the job when he was playing, and even when he was winning games, he was never good enough for the job. So then they fucking basically got rid of him for the next guy. And that guy hasn't been good enough for the job either, apparently. Right. I don't know. Who knows?
So, looking ahead to this week, got some interesting matchups here.
Notre Dame and Clemson.
Yeah, again, we're talking about Clemson's struggles, and Notre Dame's been playing actually pretty good football this year. So, I think I would stick with Notre Dame on that one, personally.
Kansas State and Texas.
But they are only a 3-point favorite, which is interesting.
Yeah.
K-State and Texas will be interesting. Texas, they're still having an injury issue with Ewers, I guess, so we'll see how that goes. K-State traditionally plays pretty solid, especially coming in the back end of a season. And that's at home for Texas. Only a 4.5-point favorite at home.
Yeah.
For the number 7 team, so... Or 4-point favorite, I mean. We'll see. That'll be a good game.
Yep. And then you got ASU standing in line to get their asses kicked by Utah.
Yep. I don't think that'll be a good game. However, again, I have been impressed with the way ASU has been able to stay in games, and U of A for that fact, too. Winning games and staying in games that you wouldn't really expect, you know. So it's kind of nice to see. I mean, they're not great, but, there's some room of improvement or some show of improvement, I guess, even with Arizona State, which is funny.
And then we've got the always fun Army-Air Force game.
Mm-hmm.
That does not look good for Army. Air Force is 18.5 point
Yeah, I mean,
favorite.
Air Force is
They're an 8-0 team.
playing good football. They're just going to run it down your throats.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Over and over again. Just keep shoving it down your throat. In and out. In and out. In and out.
Anyway, James Madison's still ranked.
The consummate professional over
Right.
there. You hear this guy?
2 weeks in a row, we get to talk about James
Yeah,
Madison.
JMU, huh?
The Sun Belt? Is that what they were?
Yeah.
Or are?
I mean,
They're playing Georgia State.
I was gonna say, as long as they're playing other Sun Belt teams, I don't think they're gonna drop. You know, I mean, I don't think they're gonna drop out of the top 25. They probably won't really move up much.
No, yeah.
I think the most interesting games this weekend to me is Missouri and Georgia.
Yeah.
Number 1 and 14. That's going to be Georgia's favored by 15.5 points against the number 14 team.
Yeah.
And Missouri has bit me in the ass already this year, you know. And
You missed the interesting one, the Battle of Oklahoma.
oh yeah, I was going to get to that one.
Yeah.
But Bedlam is always Bedlam. That'll be a fun game. I got Oklahoma in that one for sure. But with that being said, it's Bedlam, so anything can happen.
Yeah, and obviously they haven't updated rankings yet, I don't think.
They got Oklahoma at 10.
Is that updated though?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we were 6.
I thought we were 6 or 7.
Yeah, we were 6 or 7. So we dropped to 10, which actually I'm surprised we only dropped 3 spots, losing a game like that, and we're still staying in the top 10 right now, which
Yeah.
you know, fucking A. That's all right. I'll take it. And then LSU and Alabama.
Yeah, that's the one I had my eye on.
Yeah, I think that's probably
I picked Alabama, but I'll be cheering for LSU.
Yeah, and I'm kind of the same. I mean,
It's only a 3-point spread on that.
yeah.
one.
Can Jaden Daniels?
But it is in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Can Jaden Daniels
Run,
and
Forrest, run.
and fucking Brian Kelly go in there and win a game against Nick Saban and company? I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. I think, though, Alabama's going to pull that one out.
And I also see now that we're being a little more realistic with our spreads on Colorado games, finally.
Yep. I think the Golden Buffaloes come back down to earth, you know.
Yeah.
They had those few games where they looked really good early season, though, you know.
Against
anything
who?
goes. Exactly,
Yeah.
right. They did, what was that? I can't even remember now. That first game when they
TCU.
Yeah, they beat TCU, and TCU is a ranked team, and that really, really jump-started them,
Right.
quote-unquote. But, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting, or I guess not really interesting for Colorado. I just wonder how bad Oregon State's going to beat them,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just glad we're kind of coming back to earth on that boat. So.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I still like Dion. But again, I mean, first year into this program, you know, like,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Colin, look at me.
Yeah, Colin, look at me.
What about me?
It makes you think I care what you think about me.
Yeah. That was a good one. Great skit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shall we, sir?
Well, I guess so. Is it time for
time.
station identification?
Yep.
When the mountains are blue, it is time for you to reach for your favorite drink and listening to your favorite pod show in the whole fucking world. The Dick Show.
Oh, man. If we ever do get, like, some sponsorship, like, I said sponsorship and I meant sponsorship, Chris is going to have to be the promo reader.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get him.
Yeah, oh, yeah. All right, want to take a quick break?
And we'll be back.
All right.